Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk today about a little bit of Mississippi politics. It's not something I typically talk about on this channel. And then the second thing is, I'm going to get more equipment, so I'll quit having these letterbox or these narrow screen shows, being able to widen my screen for my videos. But what I was going to talk to you today about is thoughts on Jackson, Mississippi City Councilman Kenneth Stokes. And he represents Ward 3 in Jackson, Mississippi. He briefly resigned from Jackson, Mississippi City Council to become a Hinds County supervisor, but shortly thereafter he came back to the Jackson City Council. His wife's a judge. His wife's name's Loretta Cooper Stokes. All right, my thoughts on City Councilman Stokes. Okay, right now he's saying some things that I agree with, that there's no excuses for the rampant crime in Jackson, Mississippi, and people are moving to Brandon or to Mississippi or to Byron, Mississippi or Clinton, Mississippi to feel safer. I agree with him on that, and I actually have to give him props for that. Another thing that I agree with him on is the JTran situation, that people acting up on the JTran should be kicked off. If they're going to threaten the bus driver, they're going to act up in a sense where the bus driver has to ends up losing control of the vehicle, or has to keep yelling at the people to sit down or to behave themselves and take his eyes off the road and endanger bystanders. The people who are causing this mess need to be kicked out of there, and there needs to be protocols for riding the JTran, and the protocols can be set up because the JTran is owned by the city of Jackson. It's a public run entity, so the government can set up rules on that. Okay. Aside from those things, though, there's a lot I don't agree with Stokes on, and let me explain this. Okay, there have been issues where people have committed crime in Brandon and in Madison, Mississippi, or Clinton, and Stokes does not want these law enforcement agencies chasing these criminals back into Jackson, and he has encouraged people to throw rocks and throw bottles at the police officers that do this. Well, that is encouraging your city to be a safe haven for criminals and encouraging people to go commit crimes in these outlying areas if you don't want the law enforcement people chasing them back into Jackson. And I believe that was irresponsible on the part of Kenneth Stokes. And also, when he was a Hinds County supervisor, he called one of the people, he was saying things like, yo mama, and also calling this one African-American lady an Uncle Tom. And the Hinds County Board of Supervisors had to apologize for Kenneth Stokes' actions, but then Kenneth Stokes refused to apologize for it. And it was a very unprofessional thing for him to do in that situation. And those are just a handful of stories that have involved Kenneth Stokes with this situation, But basically encouraging people to throw bottles and throw rocks at police officers is just very, very unacceptable. And that encourages people in Jackson to go out and commit crime in these other areas and then come back into Jackson. And then on top of that, Kenneth Stokes and also Mayor Chokwe and Tyler Lumumba of Jackson are trying to go to the state legislature and get a law passed where law enforcement officers of jurisdictions surrounding Jackson cannot go into Jackson to chase criminals, which is a pretty stupid thing to do. So anyways, hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.